Yeah, that was a funny ending. Just the king sends out word, and then it's I don't know, maybe that's a symbol that through the Cooper's help, everything's kind of healthy now, and so the king sends out word, and then yes, the right magician comes along, and it's just you have to suffer through these three repetitive trials, and you have to have it burned off. Of course, there's fire burning off water, heat, and water, but yeah, it just kind of works out at the end there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It feels like I don't know. It feels both kind of like Deus Ex Machina, like, oh, did they just pull out something
Yeah.
magical at the but it also feels kind of earned because he's done so much work
Yeah.
at this point, and there's something about the final process being a little more automatic that kind of still rings true for me because he's kind of paid up front to be ready for this thing. So when it happens, it just sort of like the natural system of the like you said, he sort of cleaned up the kingdom or whatever, so that the social system is able to sort of help process this feminine energy back into instead of keeping them separate between sort of the mother wife and the wild mermaid, you can kind of join them together. And they probably had a pretty good marriage after that, I would assume. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I thought, yeah, he's basically paid his debt. I mean, he's lived under this curse his whole life, and he does actually sacrifice himself to sort of maybe almost like Jesus going into hell. It's he sacrifices, he does that, he does go into the underworld. And then yes, because of all the investments, all the wisdom he's had, they kind of save him. The princess as part of her kingdom, and the king as part of his kingdom, and the whole kingdom with the proclamation. And then the magician comes, and you could maybe talk about that sort of like bringing back the god, or the something like that, that he was ignored at the beginning of the story by because he was cursed from below. um, Another thing I thought about his sort of the recompense, or the the dragon and everything at the end, all the chaos that happens at the end of the story when he finally does go down into the depths of the stream. It makes sense because in the story to me, because he had skipped over that part. He was always destined to go and pay his father's debt, to always be claim. You know, nature, once it claims somebody, you can't just sort of do some man's magic and sort of just, oh, he's just gonna we're just gonna pretend that doesn't exist, and he's just gonna be a priest or something like that. Like it really has to come full circle. And there was a chance of that happening when he approached the kingdom. There's all these people dying. He has this impossible task, but then he uses his magic instincts to just fly over all that. He becomes a falcon. He goes over the deep moat and the wall of the castle into the garden. He kind of like skips a lot of steps, a lot of suffering, and a lot of trials, and just goes straight into there, and then is just picked up by the princess. She brings him up to her room, and he's given the golden cage and the nice royal garments and whatnot. So he kind of skipped over that part. So that the curse was still hanging over him. He still needed to go through the trials, and then that's what happens later on when he goes hunting, and his, you could say, like his unconscious is kind of still knowing that he's incomplete in that way. He still needs to pay his debt to chaos, to nature. So
yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I had actually forgotten the the sort of state of the kingdom before he arrived. But yeah, everyone was dying, everybody was in mourning, and
yeah.
he resolves that. But then also, I really like you point out that he goes over the moat, and again, that's avoiding the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, talking about little details again. The story mentions it's a deep moat. I mean, why would they? That it's funny that they have that little detail, but it makes you think of the depths of where the mermaid is lurking, you know?
Exactly. I'm sure the mermaid's in the moat.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe for more of our open-minded content, and comment below on your thoughts or questions about the story. Let us know if you'd like us to cover another stimulating story, and thank you for participating.